So you're thinking about getting a restraining order, or maybe you just got served with one. Either way, welcome to Massachusetts family law, where the court system loves paperwork almost as much as Duncan loves pumpkin spice. Let's talk about how a 209A restraining order works, what you can expect, and why this isn't just a piece of paper, it is serious business. All right, so what is a restraining order anyway? A restraining order, also called a 209A abuse prevention order here in Massachusetts, is basically the court saying, stop it, stay away, and yes, we really mean it. It's designed to protect people from abuse, and abuse isn't just a black eye. It includes things like threats, harassment, or that ex that thinks showing up outside your workplace every day counts as romantic persistence. Spoiler alert, it really doesn't. Now, how do you get one? Here's the process. In Massachusetts, you walk into your local court. Here, it can be either district court or probate and family court, your choice. You're going to fill out some forms, the most important of which is your affidavit, which needs to spell out all of the reasons why you feel like you need protection. When you're filling this out, you need to be as specific as possible. When you're done with that, the clerk is then going to send you up to a courtroom with your paperwork, and at that point, you're going to stand in front of a judge. The judge is going to read your affidavit and ask you some follow-up questions. He or she is then going to make a decision whether or not the restraining order should be allowed on an emergency basis. Now, you don't need a lawyer to apply for a 209A restraining order, but having one definitely helps. Think of it like bringing an umbrella to a New England rainstorm. Technically optional, but you'll be really sorry if you go without it. Temporary versus permanent restraining orders. All right, now the first order is usually temporary, good for up to 10 days. At that point, there's going to be a follow-up hearing where the other side gets to show up and say his or her side of the story. If the judge believes the danger is real and that abuse exists, they can extend the order for up to a year. Translation: this is not a quick he said moment. It's a legal decision with teeth. So what does a restraining order actually do? A restraining order isn't just a suggestion. It can force someone to move out of a shared home, block them from calling, texting, or sending you accidental Venmo requests, limit them from being anywhere near your kid's school, your work, or even your cousin's backyard barbecue for that matter. And violating it, that is a criminal offense, as in handcuffs, mugshot, and explaining yourself to a very unimpressed judge. Now, what if you're on the receiving end? Well, if you've been on the receiving end of this and you've been served with a restraining order, first of all, don't panic. And for the love of all things legal, do not violate it. Not even a, hey, can we talk type of text. That is an automatic arrest. You could even be arrested for sending flowers. Instead, you need to show up to the hearing with a lawyer who knows how to fight these, because trust me, saying she's exaggerating is not the killer argument that you think it is. Now let's bust some myths about Massachusetts 209A restraining orders. There's a whole lot of bad information floating around, and if you believe it, you could end up in serious trouble, or at least on the losing side. So let's set the record straight. Myth number 1, judges always side with women. Wrong. Judges don't hand these out like candy, at least not on the 10-day follow-up hearing where both sides appear. Judges side with the evidence. That means what you can prove, not just what you say. The judge looks at facts, testimony, and credibility. Men and women both can and do get restraining orders when the situation calls for it. It's about protection, not gender bias. Myth number 2, restraining orders ruin your life forever. Not true. Yes, they're serious and they can have immediate impact. You may have to stay away from certain places, surrender firearms, or even move out of your home. But it's not a permanent brand, and it doesn't follow you around forever. However, and this is important, if you violate the order, that's when you're in real trouble. That can mean arrest, fines, or jail. So take it seriously and don't play games with it. Myth number 3, I can talk my way out of it. All right, unless you're suddenly channeling Atticus Finch, let's not test that theory. This is a court proceeding, and smooth talking or charm won't win the day. Evidence, preparation, and proper legal arguments do. That's why it is smart to know your rights and, when possible, get legal guidance before stepping into the courtroom. So here's the bottom line. Restraining orders protect real people from real danger, and they also carry real consequences. Whether you're seeking one, defending against one, or just trying to understand what's happening in your case, get informed and get help, because the only thing worse than facing a judge in Massachusetts is facing one unprepared. I'm Ellen Wright, and yes, family law may not make the evening news like criminal trials, but trust me, the drama here is plenty.